Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. Brothers and sisters, I am filled with love, my love of living. Today is what I'm hoping to share with you. So thank you, brothers and sisters, for those of you who have already stopped by. Those who may be tuning in now or at a later time. I've been given a lot of thought for myself in this perspective of life at this time, with all the chaos that's been coming up, all the doubts and, some of the challenges that I've been facing. I've really been questioning and wondering, what should I do? I popped onto the Proper Instruction Motivates People platform briefly earlier, and I shared there as well. Faith is this topic of faith. It's a new concept for me, honestly. Faith is something I thought was more for the foolish in my past. I used to look down on a lot of things. I used to judge a lot of things with my arrogance, my ignorance, because I thought I knew better, man. But faith is a topic that I've been discussing elsewhere recently, and it's become a big part of my life. Faith. What does that mean? I mean, really the result, the goal of faith, that's what we're hoping for, what we want, the result. The result of deepening faith. Oh, there's a number of benefits with that, but just the logical and practical. When you start surrendering your desire for control, when you start surrendering your opinions as though, all right, so what? So I think these things. So what? Who cares? A lot of these feelings, a lot of these judgments we carry around that we think are so important, a lot of times those things are not that important. Okay? Because what really is important is life. Loving life. Who cares if you're right or wrong, if you're filled with resentment and anger and guilt? Who cares? Right? Jessica Jade, amen. And blessings. Thank you. I meant to address, I've seen a lot of chats that I want to address, and the panel gets chaotic sometimes. I don't really engage on panel or off panel in the ways that I want. Well observed, Jessica. I do agree. When in search of faith, that channel is not necessarily where you want to look. But if you want to learn about you learn a variety of things over on that panel, and I hope that happens here as well, but in different ways. Faith is something that I do hope to spark or rekindle, the little spark of faith that's within, or even if you've got that faith going, I want to help it grow. And I want to encourage all of you with faith to see what you can do to share that faith. Not in a religion or a church or some strategy or policy, but helping people find faith in their natural being, in their current state. My faith was challenged, admittedly. I know the things I say. I know how slim a chance these things could be real, about having peace on earth, to be a part of that. I still strive for that. But, you know, the reality is there is a lot of the disagreements and a lot of the stuff that's been said to me here. It's all true. I get it. I'm not stupid. There's a lot of people around the world saying the same things I am. I know that. And so the end goal, right? My vision of trying to do something in the greater part, I think it's been a distraction from what is more of a realistic part. And so what my focus in is, well, today at this moment, I do just want to help you, whoever you might be, help you to find some peace within you. So to rekindle a little bit of faith, a little bit of hope, to remind you that, you know, life brings challenges, but there's also blessings. There are so many blessings to be found. We just got to remind ourselves and each other, okay, yep, all right. You got a good grasp. You understand the problems. All right, now let's take a break. Let's take a break and regroup and remind ourselves why these problems are important to us. What does it matter if these things are the way they are in our life? Be it, finances or relationships or whatever. Well, there may be a current obstacle, challenge, some real sick stuff is happening in this world. And while that may be true, we got to remind ourselves that the reason the problems upset us, the reason we're so moved and so angered, it's because we care. And when we care and can't help, people who have had, I know my loved ones watching me with my addiction, I can imagine they felt helpless. I didn't see what I was doing to myself. I'd assume that they could. And I've heard this, I haven't I haven't dealt with so many people in addiction at this point. It's been a while. And as I'm talking, I'm getting memories and inspirations of paths that I may circle back to. Maybe I'm overdue to go into some recovery meetings, not for myself, but maybe an opportunity to share some hope, get me practicing what I'm preaching. But regardless, I'm doing it now. I'm offering you, brothers and sisters, this life is ours to live. We're not here to be slaves to jobs, to debts. We're not here to be slaves to reputations. We're not here to be slaves to our memories or some distant person's regulations. We're here to live. And as I've been growing in my own personal faith, I realize I'm an example of many others, right? I'm a common example of today's society. Work hard, try and do the right thing, but was absolutely deceived and lying to myself. I know that oh my goodness. I know that I am much like others, which means if God would allow me to go from the patterns of thought that I had to the misery I was living, if God would allow me to transform like this, well, guess what? I'm pretty sure there's hope for all of us. When we figure out where to look. And there is my sign of hope. Regina Smith, God bless you. Thank you for your membership. Holy cows. It's been 3 months and I haven't done anything for the members yet, have I? Holy crap. Thank you for your patience, your understanding, your support, all of you, brothers and sisters. Hey, actually, Tommy, Yes. I was speaking about this earlier today. Met a nice gentleman, Edward, I believe was his name, here in town, and he invited me to Future Fellowship. We were just talking about this today. Whatever your job is, there's a calling each of us may have. We're going to have a skill and a talent, a labor, an opportunity to produce through us. And whatever job, whatever path we find ourselves on, you know what? Start with humility, humbly. God bless. Thank you, Lord. Thank you that this is my path and it is not one of those over in the places of war or famine or worse. So whatever you're at, humble yourself to yes, thank you. This is my path. And then produce in the best ways you can. If that is your talent, your skill as a janitor, well, God bless, share it in the greatest ways you can and take pride with what you're doing. Whoops. And in the case of the fluffer, be the best fluffers you can be. Oh, goodness. Well, as I was making a long story longer, faith is a new gift for me, but it has been challenged. And as I'm watching the world climate in the news, whatever, there's more hate, more violence, more division in this world. And at the same time, there is a lot of people taking to the streets. You know, there's a lot of people who are saying, okay, I got to break from my tasks and my focus on just me because I feel there's not enough people caring about this thing that I care about. So there's a lot of people going to the streets, standing up for things that they're seeing going wrong. Well, in many different ways. Humanity is absolutely insane, guys. Brothers and sisters, we are humanity. There's got to be hope for us. We are the future starting today. We're the result of the past, but here's where I'm at. Last night, after seeing more of the unrest, more people, nobody's listening, it seems. There's a lot of people standing up and a lot of people denying responsibility. I started losing a little bit of hope. Even after, the reminder yesterday, Mom got good news, and I haven't followed up with her today. I hope everything's going good there, but I'm trying to remind myself and convince myself that good things are getting better. And then today I was reminded of those things from other sources. Things are getting better. Brothers and sisters, when we choose to believe, when we choose to accept our part, our potential, the hope that we can bring, when we start to include ourselves in the bigger picture, I think life starts to bring more meaning. Because when we're not just so focused on our own narrow-minded journey of this problem and that danger, and oh my goodness, everything seems real. When we get out of that, out of our little egoic, narrow-minded view of the world, when you allow your heart to really extend, to allow yourself to become a part of, allow yourself to become part of more, and then you'll feel more comfortable with more. If that makes sense, hopefully it does. In the past, I was real narrow-minded focused. My number one priority is me and my son. My son first, and then me. That was all that mattered in this world. And then I found a way to extend that to my brothers and sisters at work, then eventually more people in the community to certain degrees, but everyone was kept at a good, safe distance. As my life started transforming around me, brothers and sisters, and again, I'll just remind you the words I'm sharing today, these are the result of fundamental transformation of my life from the way that it used to be. 2018 was a year for transformation for me. And ever since then, I've just been deepening my understandings, growing in my practice, and trying to learn how to more simply communicate what I think or what I feel. There's a reason I brought up the qualifier. As I've been deepening my own, as I've been journeying down my own spiritual path, trying to gain a greater understanding of myself and all that was, all that is. It's the path that, you know, it's the path of spirituality. It's the path of peace and presence. It's the Christic path that for those who claim to follow Jesus, this is, I believe, what we're supposed to be doing. As we get beyond our own limited, fearful, confused, selfish, the self-centered self, we become more united with the spirit of the Christic, which is here to serve the world. God's presence in our life is there to serve. The laws of nature certainly appear to be designed and built that way for good to prosper. To face challenges, though, and to become strengthened and refined, I mean, it's not, it's all a gift. Praise be. Praise God. Brothers and sisters, if you can find the way, the will within yourself to surrender, that's tough for a man, particularly maybe, but there's benefit to be found in surrender, particularly to the expression of God that can be developed and grown in your mind. So that when you surrender yourself to the all that is, you recognize the gift that you've already received, the gift of presence and being. And the mere gift of being, brothers and sisters, being a man, being a woman, being here on earth at this time, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, right? To be you amongst all the world and all the others who are. And there's some pretty cool examples of people who are living today. Brothers and sisters, people like Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Golly geez, there's so many people speaking about consciousness, the way our minds work with all that is. Greg Braden, even Stephen Greer, those guys all talk about consciousness and the way the history has brought us forth to today. We've got a lot of great. I'm usually reluctant to bring up names because it seems everyone's got an opinion of names and then they don't. Whatever. For those who accept what I'm sharing and have interest, those are some people that I've learned from and I find to be very credible, very authentic. There's some great explanations of data. A lot of things that really make sense. And what finally made sense to me, brothers and sisters, is, well, the surrender to love, the power that is achieved, the grace that can be felt the bliss that can be known by surrendering to love. Love is a powerful force. It does not cease. It doesn't give up. It is that which moves us. I keep waking up, brothers and sisters, to the same memory. I don't know where I'm not one who remembers my dreams, and I'm not very good at visualizing and stuff like that. Actually seeing pictures. But I understand how I interpret energies and how I know things. Anyway, I keep waking up to this dream, and it's not so much a dream as the same thought process is what I keep waking up to a reminder of. And it's that every day new things are going to be revealed, right? This isn't included. It's just like a knowing part that's within it. Is that every day new things are revealed. And the message I get is our purpose is to focus on what is true. Only what is true, and only focus on truth and virtue daily, moment by moment, truth and virtue daily. That's the message I get. Don't get caught up in the fantasy. Don't get caught up in the pretend. Don't get caught up in the show. You can interpret that for what it is. I think it's a good reminder each day for myself to focus on what is true, what is virtuous, stand strong with love, the loving answers. Those are what we're here for. And the more I've surrendered myself to that within my mind, the more I have practiced my surrender, my depths of surrender to the moment, to the eternal presence of now. The eternal presence of now is, well, while we are here, that's how we know God. So by my becoming present and surrendered to the eternal presence that is now, I don't remember. Here's some other names I've been inspired by. It was Yogananda or Shunyamurti. Or what's the other guy? There's another one who's off the top of my head, but what they described is it makes sense. In the path of our developing our relationship with God, God is that which brings forth everything, right? All that is good, life, and bliss. So I was planted with the idea, and I've run with this, that to be in the presence of God would be to be in the presence of perfection and bliss. And I've heard testimonies from people too who said they've had spiritual experiences with what they call the divine. And that's what they described. They said it was like they were being dissolved almost just into an ecstatic pleasure, that it was inconceivable. And it's hard to describe what they could have felt. But in my own practices, I haven't reached that level. But I tell you what, when my eyes close, there is like a rapid pleasure that's just present. And as you develop your practice of meditation and your own awareness of the subtleties of bliss that may be present, are likely present within you right now, as you develop your focus through practices of meditation, you can increase your awareness of those subtle pleasures, those subtle energies that are within you at all the time. And then It's like you're continually discovering new. It's like I've heard it said that you will not reach boredom, right? That it's just a continual progress of new. And that's what I've been experiencing myself. I hope this makes sense. But what I've come to realize makes sense for me, that I'm trying to share with you, is that it can be explained in many, many, many different ways, and it has been. So it's up to you to find your own explanation that makes sense for you. The answer of who am I for you to ask yourself, who am I? And and where did that I am come from? Given the spiritual essence of us, the nature of spirituality is that there is an essence of nothingness that knows. And so we are the knowing within the nothingness who may know, who may learn, who may discover. And so we're spiritual beings sharing this human experience together. It's not only yours, it's not only mine. When we come together moment by moment, it is ours to share, to interpret, to remember, and, hopefully to find some joy from. So I think a lot of the messages that have been passed down, I think, well, it all makes sense if this is God's perfect design. Because if this is God's perfect design, well, it does make perfect sense that humanity would have the knowledge, we'd have the answers right here, right there, right in front of our faces. The answers are always there. Truth is obvious. Truth is usually very simple as well. But by design, we got these analyzing minds that want to run all these calculations on risk versus reward. And is it worth this or worth that? Signing these imagined values and crap. God is just an amazing creator to develop all of this for us to figure out. And there's really, I don't know where to go with this today. Today, the thumbnail was a reminder for me. Love is always available to be found, felt, and shared through our moments of now. And the only notes I made from that was God's presence. God's presence is eternal. Where is our presence fit in with that? We're temporary by nature, natural design. We have a limited life expectancy, which may be lengthened or shortened based on diet, nutrition, activity, such and that, right? So we are designed to be temporary, allegedly. Where we're at today is temporary by nature. There we go. That's an accurate way. And we've overcomplicated life for ourselves and each other. It's quite obvious and clear. My life is a perfect example of this. Should things work out the way that I believe they may, and that doesn't even include me ending wars, that just includes me like finding a way to save my home or stay in a home. Should these things work out that way, Well, then my life is an example of that. It's an example of many things. I did a lot of things poorly, and made a lot of mistakes in my past, but I'm an honest man and an open book, which might be why, which is what leads me to believe that this could be a possibility for God's purpose. Take a guy like me, the life I've lived, and bring me to these conclusions. Everything makes perfect sense if there's a greater purpose. And if the greater purpose is to share that message, which I think that's a message from God, guys. Live without fear. I think it is. Hank Afflamio, take some money. God bless you. Thank you. I receive what the world offers to me. And consider this, to a degree, it might be a full degree, but we are all at the mercy of what the world offers us. What the world offers us is dependent upon what God allows and what we choose to allow. Because I was thinking about that even. I mean, the story of the Christ. He was publicly punished, brutalized, and murdered by the police state, by employees who obeyed the police state of the time. He was at the mercy of the world and those around him. I always wondered, why did the people not stand up for him? Why did nobody? And I understand, I guess that was pretty common, but still, it didn't make a lot of sense to me until until I lived a similar experience. And I can understand some people's confusion, but I still don't understand people's apprehension to get involved with the lives of each other. I really don't. I've not been welcomed when I've tried intervening in the lives of others, and sometimes I have. Professionally, I've had opportunities where it's been very important for me to do so. But I think for us to unite as communities and to reunite as people, to get to know our neighbors, we should actually do that. We should get to know. Police state did it at the prompting of the religious leaders. Yep. He's the man. I openly admit it. No, hey, Regina, I did bring this up, my friend. You are an amazing gift. Absolutely. Thank you. There was something. I publicly, clearly, I've shared, and it's not the story of the Christ, of Jesus, Yeshua. That is the one that truly inspired me. It was not his alone. But the way I see the story, though, is he was a radical. He was a revolutionary man at his time who spoke with power and truth and confidence from a very spiritual experience. He spoke against the religions, and he encouraged freedom amongst the people. He encouraged them to become better, to get beyond the labels of religions or nations and recognize the commonality. We can all be one And I believe that is the purpose for what those stories were. Yeah, it really did tick him off. You should hear what people have said about me. Hey, blessings to all of those who are present. Thank you. This life has turned into, honestly, it feels like a dream. Says if you harm one, amen. If you harm one of these little ones, it's better for a milestone to be hung around your neck and you go into the sea. You know what? This is something I've realized as well. I see a baby and I fucking melt. I really do, man. And just that thought, I saw a couple babies the other day at church, and it was those thoughts. Those look at the face of a baby, and it's just so innocent. And to know that there's fucking people that don't respect that, whew, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It is Wednesday with Talcott. Moose, I saw you were doing something with the restream. I don't know what you were doing. I I don't know what many are doing. I would like to know more. I keep praying. I mean, Sophia, I think you know. There's something going on in this world, something that the masses have not caught on yet. And I'm trying to find out. I know I overlooked a lot of things in the past. I didn't see I didn't like mentally process, I didn't mentally comprehend some of the things I had seen in the world. So I'm regularly asking myself, Jack, what are you missing? What are you ignoring? What have you not considered? What have you looked at? What have you looked at from the wrong perspective? There's something going on here in this world that we are a part of. I humbly believe there's a great possibility that we could be part of the solution. We being the I and the I am that's with me, and those who do choose to join the crazy train. The future is going to reveal what is true, right? The future will reveal. Jimbo Khan, that's just what I'm wondering. That could be possible. It's kind of it's kind of going that way. And Regina, I laugh at myself all fucking day. I have so much fun with myself, just intellectually. I love my sense of humor. I think I am one of the funniest fuckers around. Especially when I'm all alone most of the time. It's easy to say that. So hey, for any who do wish to join the panel, I know I put on a gruff show sometimes. I'm a little rough around the edges. But if any do wish to join, please feel free. Otherwise, oh, it's like today's the day after Tuesday, isn't it? I was thinking about that earlier. It's what day is it, Jack? Oh, it's Wednesday, isn't it? It's the day after Talcott Tuesday. That's the relevance to today. It's the day after Talcott Tuesday. No, I've been realizing this as I have been developing my practice of surrender and faith. And please, my life is unique. It's just at this time I happen to be in this stage, right? But without like a schedule, I don't have oh, today I got something to schedule for church on Saturday. So I'm free until Saturday, it appears, as far as I can remember. Um, but without a schedule, and all I do is just focus on getting done what I want to get done, and those don't really require the day. It just you remember to eat when you eat, and you know do what you got to do, and then every day it's just I've been practicing surrender. Okay, please consider what those words mean. Surrender into the moment of now. Now is a different moment. How long do these moments last? How deep can that surrender go? Because if you can deepen your surrender, you can. I developed my practice. I used to play, when I'm out in public at a stoplight. Can I bring myself to meditation? Can I bring it real quick before, bring myself to peace? Bring yourself to peace in public. How about them apples? As I've been doing so, allowing myself to get lost in a moment, falling completely into whatever task it is that I'm doing, just with mind, with presence, but without mind. Getting lost in the moments, detaching from all of the other ones so that the new moment becomes new and the new moment becomes received and appreciated, examined, explored. And as you get lost in the moments, you kind of remove yourself from time. And I believe this might be an interpretation of the eternal life that is found when you surrender your egoic worry, your patterns of nervousness, the personality traits you picked up that make you all whatever. Let it go, man. Let it go. And become one with the force that you feel, that feels you, where you feel good about moving as you, with you, wherever you go. That's when you're loving living. When you love living as you, then what? Then what are you going to do? I kind of want to share what I've felt, what I've learned. I want to share the things that I found helpful. I'm hoping others are picking up some of what I'm tossing out regarding ways that you might be able to feel good, because it feels good to feel good. Doing good feels good. And there's nothing wrong with feeling good, which brings me back to a reminder I've been receiving. What I want to offer to each of you, whoever's hearing the words, if you can receive it, a little reminder, a little confirmation. You're doing good. The assurance of worthiness, self-worthiness, giving ourselves permission to receive, to be worthy of love, praise, abundance, blah, blah, blah. That is actually one of the biggest, I think, intellectual paradigms many people have with the masses. There's a lot of poverty mindset that has been conditioned amongst people through the systems, the way it is. The poverty mindset can be overcome. All mindsets can be overcome. We can overcome all of our past limiting beliefs. We can identify within ourselves what is blocking. What am I doing in my life with my energies? What is preventing more happiness, more joy, more peace, more abundance? What am I holding back? What am I holding myself back from? Those things, brothers and sisters, it takes an honest person, and it takes someone willing to do the work, willing to go within and to ask the tough questions. It takes someone willing to hold themselves accountable, someone willing to show themselves some compassion. Tell you what, though, brothers and sisters, we're living in a fractured world. It's been real divided. A lot of parallel timelines, little parallel realities are actually all interchanged, all coming together somehow. Who knows? We're all living this experience of being, all of us, here at this time, today, the day after Talcott Tuesday. I do make myself laugh sometimes. So we're all here as a result of the past. We've all got within us a nature, a memory of experience with a personality that we've developed. All of those things are contained within us as we go through the day. What I want to offer today is some encouragement and reminder for you. You are worth it. Okay? You're worth it, and so are they. Whoever they are to you, they're worth it too. It being love, success, abundance, peace, prosperity, health. All of these good things in life, they are there for us to receive, to discover, to share, and to know of. We are here to love. What if you love your enemies so hard that you no longer see them as an enemy? Would you not be loving your enemy out of existence? Or, I've said, borrowing from Lincoln, if an enemy can be turned into a friend, well, there's two enemies eliminated. There's just more friends. And actually, Regina, I may be right behind you. I think the sun is still out. The fall weather is here. I'm feeling adventurous within my own spirit. I have the hope and the purpose to try and share more faith, more love of living with others. And, in the community is not a bad place to start. I encourage each of you as well. What could you do? What can you do to increase your love of living? What can you do to show more love in your life, or more life in your love? Ooh, how about that? In your relationships, is there still life in the love? Are you still showing the love through action, or is it just memories of love, memories of words? I remember those relationships too. Ugh. God, humans are fascinating, dude. We're truly just bizarre creatures. When people don't think, they end up looking like clowns. And they end up paying for wars. Because when people don't think, emotions flare, reactions are shared, and without thought, many reactions result in destruction and I friggin' love you guys. Moose, I don't I don't even know what's up, but I got it. I support it. But maybe not. Maybe I don't. Anyway, I think I've said the things I wanted to say today. I feel fulfilled. If anyone has questions, if anyone cares to connect, there's a bunch of methods in the description, and the goal. I have a lot of hopes, but I don't know what direction, honestly, to focus my attention to. I really don't. Do I focus the attention on the call to action for peace? Or do I focus the attention on trying to build community and share tips on health? I'm just not sure. Oh no, Michael, I'm not sure if I'm not very grateful about that, but you know what? It is what it is. Golly geez. Thank you for looking past the bathtub video and joining today. That is freaking hilarious. Here's where I'm at. Praise God. My story is it is hilarious. And that's what tells me it's a sign, okay? It's a sign to consider. I think it's I think there's plenty of evidence that shows our creator God has a hell of a sense of humor. Okay? So humor does allow us to forgive. Humor actually allows us to learn as well. So if you can find some humor in your hate, find some humor in your judgment, not in a cruel way, but laugh at yourself. Sometimes we waste a lot of time. We look like clowns when we hate. I was thinking back some of the times I was yelling at people. I thought I was strong, and I know if I saw me now, I'd be laughing at the fool, frankly. But that was the life I lived. Emotions were something I didn't understand. So I've been studying them. I've spent several years thinking about thinking. Spending time studying thoughts and emotions, how those things work together, why are they there? What's the purpose of all of this? Where do we find the meaning, brothers and sisters? Where do you find the meaning for your life? Guess where it's discovered? Within your heart. Because wherever your heart is going to lead you, that's the meaning for you. You get to choose. You get to decide. Don't lie to yourself and blame your heart for stupid choices. The heart will guide you. Your spirit will guide you forward through life, through time. But the meaning the meaning of life is going to be expressed through what you do. Your life, the meaning will be shown through what you do. Now, whether you bring your awareness to what you're doing or not is another story. And if we don't have clarity to ourselves, if we don't have a clear meaning for how we spend our time, we're going to become part of someone else's plans, someone else's statistics, someone else's data. Will become someone else's goal. And guess what? There's a lot of people. I have seen an awful lot of people in this current day and time who clearly lack purpose for themselves and their time. They're lacking direction. Well, guess what? Those who lack direction become statistics. I don't want to be a statistic. I'd actually invite brothers and sisters, let's find our own separate ways, but let's become some of the named in the future, right? Because as time passes and future carries on, there will be many, many who came and went, a couple generations, their names are forgotten. And then throughout time as well, God, society, the way things are, brings forth a few men and women who they come forth with some reason, with some purpose. They come out of the blue, kind of out of surprise, and they bring some change. They bring forth a change in the direction that sometimes it's been unwelcomed, sometimes it's been kind of surprising. Brothers and sisters, I hope to become a part of that. I encourage you, look within you. What purpose can you bring forth for yourself? Think vision, long term. What can happen before you are done? If you really put your heart and effort into accomplishing something, know by now you can't be stopped. Okay? That's if you put your heart and your mind and your will, well, should your will align with the divine will, there is no stopping. So I believe. And so that's how I'm trying to live. That's not how I'm trying. This is how I am living my life today. And I started a few years ago. So far, the results they're not where I want to be. I'm not lying about that. I don't know that I have overlooked many opportunities, though. And just because some of the opportunities I've pursued have not yet proven to be fruitful, I've at least made connections and established a record of what I've been doing. So everything I'm doing, brothers and sisters, I'm clear in my purpose. I want a way to end wars. I believe there is a way to do so. I believe that while it may not have happened yet, I may not have grand scale evidence to prove it, I have a theory. I have a trust and a belief that humanity can live with, how about this? We'll start small, with fewer conflicts and debts. I think we can reduce the number of wars and debts. My goal is to eliminate them. Not going to lie. I believe we can live cooperatively as human beings here on earth without the ridiculousness of authority and budgets controlling everything we do. Excuse me. I believe we can come together, we can join together, that humanity can unite to overcome the divisions that have been created by wealth and authority. I believe we can end the wars. I believe we can rewrite the rules of the collective, the the distribution of power between the governments and the citizens and the bosses and the employees. All of these rules can change, but but I remember that there's a lot of people saying these things. There's a lot of people. There's a lot going on in this world, and there's a lot to believe. There's a lot of reasons to doubt me, but I no longer care. I just do have faith. And it's easy to live with faith when you love living, not life. Well, where you love life. I don't know. Just love. If you love living, love life, love truth, love light. If you love just to love, I think it's a good start. That is one of the reminders I got from an external video today was humanity judges. We're all about judging and labeling, categorizing, comparing. We're all about judging based on the results we've achieved. What did we accomplish? What did we achieve? What did we acquire? Blah, blah, blah. I actually think we're just created to be. As long as you can be you without agenda, without worry, without fear, without causing worry, without causing fear, if you can just be you as love and just live to love, to be a source of love, a source of purpose. I don't know. Everyone has their own purpose, and I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. I am here to offer that I believe there are many unexplored possibilities for our future. I look forward to what the future may bring. And I'm actually going to bounce out, I think. I'm going to go do exactly this. Flo, I love you, brother. Stop overthinking. Carpe that diem. Damn it. Do it. Today. That's a perfect place to go. Brothers and sisters, thank you again to all who joined today, later, whenever. Share some love, share some wisdom, share some gratitude and faith. I offer all those things to you from me. Thank you all again for joining. Till next time, peace for everyone. Choose love and live without fear. God bless and thank you.